also looking into doing a lot more with music and music production. We're looking into radio production too, which is something that's not necessarily so big over here. We're starting to introduce sound design and sound production to another level. Basically, that's world standard, but that we haven't touched yet. So we're dabbling in a lot of things, but our business for Hot Ink Media especially still remains to be an advertising medium. That's what we do. We do advertising more than anything else.
Programs that you're airing right now on Grts?
Well, right now we have Banjul Night Live. Okay. We have the Fashion Weekend Gambia, the challenge coming up. Okay. I have a show that I'm working with Killer Ace independently called The Cypher, which is coming up, something that's very different. We'll have a whole lot of online presence too at the same time.
Give me some more. Yeah, tell me say, give me some more. L-O-V-E, I'd rather she give me. And she tell me say, I make she want baby. Dog stay down on the bed, we are rocking. And girl tell me say, boy, I give me some more. Give me some more. Yeah, tell me say, boy, I give me some more. The love that we share, me need some more. You want it in my life, give me some more. Give me some more. What she say? Give me some more. What she say? Give me some more. Yeah, tell me say, give me some more.
Well, as we slide into the very last segment of the breakfast show, that's the flavor segment. And this week we're going to look at sports, in particular female football in the country. Awa, do you really fancy football?
Not much, but I believe some ladies out there fancy the game too much.
And the beautiful thing about female football is it's really gathering momentum in the country. Well, recently the Gambia under-17 female squad was in Azerbaijan to take part in the World Cup, but our campaign was a bit disaster. What do you think?
It was really tough though, because I believe they scored us 11 not.
That's the first game.
But that's not bad, because just to participate in that big event or in that big game, worth thanking them.
So on that note, we congratulate them for the beautiful job. So you guys, congratulations.
And don't be discouraged.
Don't be discouraged. You have a long way to go. You know, this competition you didn't do fine. It doesn't mean the end of the world. Well, we sat down with the national, or who is rather the assistant national coach of the under-17 female, Chorombenga, to share her own view about Gambian football, that's the female football, and the campaign in Azerbaijan. So don't go away. This is the flavor segment of the breakfast. We're going to look at female football in the Gambia. And with me in the studio, let me just allow my guest to introduce herself.
Yeah, Tijan, good morning. And for the benefit of those people out there who don't know me, my name is Chara Menga. Of all those one, working for Quantum Net, that's the Q group. And beside that, I'm the head coach of the Red Scorpion women football team, who double up at the assistant coach, or precise, the team administrator of the under-17 women.
Okay, then the Q group, our invoice is coming because Choro is advertising for you on my show. On a more serious note, let's look at Gambian football, that's the female football in the country. How was it like 10 years and today?
Yeah, Tijan, if you look at women football in the Gambia, as you rightly said, 10 years and today, there is a big gap between it. Because 10 years ago, how many of us do play football? Few of us. And what we are the people views, what the people have in their mind. I mean, the boys can do it, and you people are wasting your time here saying that you can do it. But we have the belief that one day we will make it. So honestly, women football, as I said, there is a big gap from that year to this year, but still we need a lot to improve.
Okay. Now, let's peg it at the club side. Now, at the club side, how is it like? Because today you have so many, football clubs. That is for the male players. How is it like for female players?
Yeah, looking at the women categories, you have 6 teams in first division and 6 teams in second division, which is not a good margin, because not all guys are playing good football as well. If you look at the standard of football in this country, or the standard of teams in this country, also it's not that fancy or whatever. Because if you look at the second division, now as it is going, you can say that the second division, maybe 2 teams are doing well in the second division, and you come to the first division, not all of them are doing good, but at least it's much better. I mean, looking at the first 3 and the last 3. So with all that, there is also a gap within the first division. But as I used to say, we need to work on our football.
Okay. Now, let's look at it from this angle. Who plays more than you plays better than you?
Quite
Do
right.
you have serious tournaments in an year, for example?
Yeah, that's why the women football is really handicapping. If you look at the calendar of GFA, I mean, you have 6 teams, as I said, in first division.
Yeah.
You play 10 games in a whole year. 5 games away, 5 games home, which is not really helping. Because to develop a standard football, you need to be playing day in, day out. Talking about women football again, there are no Navetans or Super Cup.
Okay.
GFA organized FA Cup just one time, which was not helping us. I mean, so you see the difference. You play 10 games in a year, and the rest of the 9 months, what do you do? Because if you look at the 10 days in a year, that's 2 months. After 2 months, the rest of the 8 months, what are you doing? Nothing. You just hang your books or be playing with the boys if you fancy football, playing out with boys and all those things.
Okay. And like you said, the only way we can improve the female football clubs is to give them more competition, organize more competition, more Nawetan. It could be indoors, it could be away games and the like. Now, let's look at it this way. Do you have access to football fields for regular exercise?
Yeah, that's the main problem again. Because if you look at our leagues, it starts late. So by the time it starts, you will see Navetans are engaged in all the centers, even the leagues. I mean, they used to say that, I mean, after the boys play their 4th round, the whole tournament, sorry, then the second division, when they finish their 4th round, that's the time we come in. So, I mean, it's really difficult for us to have proper pitches to play. But anyway, this season and last season was quite different, because, I mean, we were used to play in Seaview and real field. But now it was decentralized. We do play to Bikama, Manjai, West and East, which is coming gradually. It's just going to take time, but one day everything will be okay.
Now, as the national assistant coach of the Gambia Under-17, now, don't you think that rural women are being marginalized when we talk of, female football in this country?
Yeah, when we started campaign for Road to Azerbaijan during the qualifier rounds, GNOC, they organized this women festival where we invited all regions in the country. So from there, we pick players to represent the Gambia. But even with that, you see that the rural players were not participating. Their coach, they came down and took the players within the greater Banjul to play for them. Then you will not know the capable of those people out there, what they can do. So it was only one girl, and that girl, she was lucky because she's playing for Interior. That's why she was part and parcel of the national team. But I think we should decentralize women football as well. Time to time, go up there and see what they can do for their country as well. I think it will work.
Hopefully, it will.
Yeah.
It will work. And female football is not all that too attractive to, to football lovers. Do you think that the media is not doing that much for female football? Or what do you think?
Yeah, we cry for